What's good, family? There is one within you that sees all things, that truly exists, and gives no life to what is illusional and fictitious. This is not someone that you must pray to receive or be formally introduced to, but rather one who you have abandoned in ignorance, but has never forsaken you and never will. Love is long-suffering. It is patient. It is kind, unconditionally. Your absence has never inspired Source to leave you or punish you to teach you a lesson. The all-seeing eye is there even when you make your bed in Hades. There is one within you that sees all things that truly exist. You and I spend a lot of time entertaining illusions, entertaining things that are figmentations of our imagination, entertaining things that are not only familiar, but sacred to us, because outside of our mental, they don't exist at all. They're creations of our inner world, monsters per se. You and I have the ability to create, and we also have a long running relationship with making shit up. And if I'm being honest, if you are being honest, you have way more experience in making shit up than operating by the universal principles of creation. Even though making shit up has cost you a lot of peace, a lot of sanctitude, a lot of friends, even cost you some family, cost you some big opportunities that you had. But when you don't know that you have the power to create what you do want, you'll settle for the broken act of making shit up, to feel powerful because you really feel defeated, to feel big because you really feel small, because you're convinced that you're small and you can't get any bigger. You're convinced that there's a government that's conspiring to kill you and to keep you down. You're convinced that there is a society of privilege that is operating above you and wants to keep you at the level that you operate on so that you can't progress or intrude into the privileged zone. You're convinced that your family and those who you call your friends don't want to see you win. You're convinced that the people on your job just want to use you and have no value, see no value in you. These are not the conclusions of our awareness. These are the monsters that we create that walk us hand in hand into our nightmares that we say we never want to experience and wish to not experience again. Yet and still, because we don't dive in as students of life, students of truth, to see where these nightmares originate and trace it back to the monsters that we made up, we don't take ownership for the moments of terror that we live under. So the all-seeing eye does not operate under the same notion, the same auspice in which we operate in our consciousness, where we entertain things that may or may not truly exist, may be completely fictitious, may be completely illusionary, but they're real to us, and reject or deny that certain realities exist. The all-seeing eye is committed to truth, not your feelings, not its feelings, to truth and truth alone. The all-seeing eye within has no agenda. It has no preconceived notion. It has no goal list, no task sheet. Its only job, its only task, its only desire is to remain within truth and to extend truth unconditionally to the unaware aspect of you, because the all-seeing eye is not separate from you. The all-seeing eye is not something that is living within you that is separate from you. The all-seeing eye is within, but the all-seeing eye is one with you. The all-seeing eye is one with me. The all-seeing eye is one with all. The all-seeing eye is not to keep you out of dangerous situations in the external realm. That's the function of your cognitive brain. Your brain was developed over time as a defense mechanism. The brain is designed for survival. The all-seeing eye is designed for awareness, for consciousness, for truth. Your belief system was built from the operation of your brain, where you calculated, you deduced, you rationalized. Things were logical based upon what your opinion of what made sense was. And again, we have to be very, very careful. Before you begin to label anything, you must detach from everything. Before you say that you can see through people or you can read lies by the mere observation of those in front of you, you have to be completely settled within you. You must have cleaned out your storehouse completely, and not only cleaned it out, but replaced it with things of truth. Other than that, when you go in yourself and you say, I can see this person for who they are, even though they're portraying something other than what they're showing me, or I know that that's a lie because I can feel it within. What you're talking about is your suspicions. What you're talking about is your familiarity. What you're talking about is your ability to deduce what is sensible and what is far-fetched. And that is not spiritual. That is not of the spirit. That is not of truth. That is absolutely an operation of your ego. That is absolutely you relying on your past experiences and the things that you are familiar with and believe yourself to know, and going in and measuring that against what is being inputted in the present moment, and comparing and contrasting and coming up to a calculated decision, a mere hypothesis. But if you know anything about human beings, if you know anything about us at all, you know how strongly we align, you know how attached we get to our opinions, to our hypothesis. Once we believe something to be true, the brain literally goes into a process of canceling out data that exposes what it is that we believe as a falsehood, and it only shows us the things that seem to confirm what it is that we believe we know, until we rewire your brain, until you have been renewed, until you have allowed for the all-seeing eye within, the aspect of you that is dedicated and devoted to truth, to conquer the ego version of you, who you believe yourself to be, who you operate as, and that little voice in your head that you've been trusting all of your life, that has led you astray so many times, but you have yet to reject because you never really deal with the fact that it's wrong 99% of the time. You just focus on the 1% when it appears to be right, because the stimuli that your brain has allowed to come into your conscious awareness are the things that seem to confirm what you believe. The all-seeing eye is not egotistical. The all-seeing eye is not sitting in some corner on the inside of you, waiting for you to be broken and defeated and come and throw yourself at his feet and say, there's nothing that I can do. I need your help now. Save me. The all-seeing eye is not someone who you must pray to receive, who you must speak certain words or carry out certain behaviors or actions or ideologies or buy into certain dogmas in order for the all-seeing eye to walk with you in matrimony and peace and transparency. The all-seeing eye is unconditional. The all-seeing eye has been with you from the beginning, and you have been walking in ignorance and darkness from the beginning. You didn't know and may still not know in this moment who the all-seeing eye is, where the all-seeing eye is, and the all-seeing eye's devotion to you. But that has never detoured the all-seeing eye within. That has never stopped the all-seeing eye from helping you, from guiding you, from shielding you from certain things, from disclosing to you certain things. The issue is not whether the all-seeing eye is in a relationship with you, whether the all-seeing eye is fellowshipping with you, the question is, have you developed the necessary inward skills to hear and observe what the all-seeing eye is extending? Because the all-seeing eye operates fully in love. The all-seeing eye, rightfully said, can be identified as love. God is love. The all-seeing eye is love. Love is long-suffering. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love always wins. Love conquers all things. The all-seeing eye is patient. The all-seeing eye is kind. The all-seeing eye is long-suffering. It's been suffering with you for a long time, in the sense of you've been ignorantly operating outside of the awareness of the all-seeing eye's presence and giving no regard to the all-seeing eye's power. And yet and still the all-seeing eye has never walked off, left you, forsaken you, abandoned you so that you can learn your lesson. These things only exist inside of religious outlooks that are based on external experiences with human nature that has fallen out of the awareness of what our nature was intended to be. Our nature is supposed to be a reflection of the all-seeing eye's nature, because we were made in the image and likeness of the all-seeing eye. But because we haven't been tapped in, we haven't discovered what the all-seeing eye's nature is, because we have allowed for other people to tell us that God was a lot like us, that God was a lot like our parents, who got frustrated and who would get to their wits' end and who would ultimately beat you or put you on punishment, not let you go and do the things that you wanted to do because you didn't listen to what they asked of you. We have allowed for people to give ignorant, fallen human nature characteristics to the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye is there even if you make your bed in Hades. God is with you even if you make your bed in Hades. Even if you decide to set your attention in the field of death and decay, illusions and gnashing of teeth, the all-seeing eye will be there with you. Because to never forsake literally means to never forsake. To never leave you literally means I will never leave you. No matter what sin you commit, no matter what atrocity you carry out, no matter what you do, I am with you. Now, you may not be with me, but I'm with you. Whether you go into your day job or you go into a nightclub, if somebody called you the next day and said, oh, you was with Teresa, and you didn't have a direct dialogue and engagement with Teresa, you just might very well tell them, I wasn't with no Teresa. No, you and Teresa was both at the same club last night. You and Teresa, y'all work together. Y'all on the same shift. So understand that there are people in your midst. There are people in the same room that you're in that you are not with. So even though that the all-seeing eye is always with you and always in operation within you, because you may not have set your attention on the things above, because you may not have developed the single eye, because you may not have silenced the legion of illusionary characters that you have made up and carried and given life to, that does not mean that the all-seeing eye is not with you. That means that you have not set yourself in the presence of the all-seeing eye and devoted yourself to the part or the aspect of you who knows all things and only agrees with those things which are good, which everything that exists in reality is good. That's a hard one for us because we look at people with our two eyeballs. This person is in reality. This person is real. But what are you looking at? You're looking at the appearance of an energy or an entity in front of you. The appearance of them is not the true reality of them. Their appearance is constantly changing. Their skin is getting wrinkled. Their hair is growing gray. It's getting long. Sometimes they cut it and it's short. So I can change my appearance. My appearances change over time. My appearances change by decisions that I make. My appearance is absolutely 100% conditional. And if it can change, and there are things that can happen in the human experience where my appearance is no longer in existence. So anything that truly exists is eternal. Only the things that are eternal truly exist. If it is temporal, it is illusionary. But just to wrap up the day, what does the all-seeing eye not show you? The all-seeing eye does not show you the judgments that you carry for other people, other things, other places, or yourself. Those judgments are things that spill over from your consciousness being attached to the temporal, from your consciousness being contaminated with things of the illusionary realm. The all-seeing eye does not show you these judgments. It does not show you these biases, these strongholds. The all-seeing eye does show you where those judgments come from within you. If you'll sit your ass down, stop entertaining the judgment, stop magnifying the judgment by giving attention and adding life to it. If you would but sit down, silence yourself, allow for these thoughts to pass, and allow for the all-seeing eye to put in front of you what it is in you that causes you to see others the way you do. But you'll judge somebody, and then instead of you watching you to see why you come to these judgments about people, you watch them to confirm the judgments and biases that you carry. You see what you say. You don't say what you see. The all-seeing eye is not showing you the external stimuli that you are so attached and consumed by. That is coming from your eyeballs giving data to your brain, and your brain assigning labels to the stimuli. Even in the word stim, you lie. These things that I see with my eyeballs, I really am only inputting data into my eyeballs that travels to my brain, and my brain, which only contains that which I have experienced and my past beliefs, my past collected, assumed facts. And from this database of the past within myself, I am speaking to the nature of the present. From this mechanism that only contains the past, I go in and retrieve what I call and you call a future, a picture that we find idealistic for where we want to be when this present moment is over and has simulated us or propelled us or accelerated us into a future present moment. And you've done this with a mechanism that only contains the past. So if the mechanism only contains the past, and in the present I go in and retrieve a future, am I not redecorating the past and bringing or calling forth my past that I'm running from in the present to be what I'm in a future presence? Understand, the all-seeing eye does not show you leaves and branches. The all-seeing eye shows you the root system beneath the surface that holds the tree up and is feeding it life. You identifying the roots to the tree, you finding the root system, you not only cut the tree down or trim it back for it to grow back bigger than it was, you can uproot the tree. And a tree that is no longer rooted into the life source cannot grow or return. In closing, the all-seeing eye is an offensive mechanism, not a defensive mechanism. See, coming from the realm of religion, coming from, the concept of I saw something that worried me, I prayed, and God told me what to do, or God handled it for me. That constantly puts God on the defense. Hey God, somebody disturbing my peace. I need for you to come in and do something about it. If you don't do something about it, Lord, I will. The all-seeing eye, the God within, the truth, the source, the life, all is an offensive presence. The all-seeing eye is always out in front, always able to reveal to you things that have not taken place so that you can be preventative instead of settling for being proactive and reactionary. Understand your engagement with the all-seeing eye is 100% absolutely completely optional. Your submission to the all-seeing eye is 100% completely absolutely optional. Your devotion, your love is 100% absolutely optional. It's not a matter of whether the all-seeing eye has been prepared, activated, initiated within you. That is never the conversation to be had. Even though there are a ton of people who are making a ton of money inside of a trending spiritual conversation taking place on social media that are selling you tools and selling you curriculums to activate within you the all-seeing eye. Let me tell you how to open your pineal gland. Take this vitamin to open your pineal gland. And once your pineal gland is open, you'll be able to operate from an inner awareness and a inward confidence and ability that you wouldn't be able to if you didn't take my supplement, if you didn't take my course. The all-seeing eye is given freely. The all-seeing eye is given completely, unbiasedly, universally, unconditionally. It's never revoked because of your behavior or your ability or inability to align and listen to the inner guide that you were given. That's not how this works. I understand that it is hard to believe something that we've never seen, and you have never seen unconditional love, not even from your parents. Even they had a limitation. It may have been higher or more long-suffering than others that you were around, but it had its limitations. Your brothers and sisters, you guys were close, you were tight-knitted, and time, an illusionary construct called time, was able to change, alter, weaken, reframe that relationship. We are trying to understand what we do not know. In order to do that, you must disconnect from what you believe and what you have experienced, because you have never experienced what the all-seeing eye is extending outside of the all-seeing eye. It's a one-of-one. The all-seeing eye is you. It's the real you. It's the you without lies, the you without fabrications, the you without illusions, the you without beliefs, the you without the dogmas, the you without the trauma that you've hung on to, the you that has not been misled. Lock in. The you.